Hello and welcome to this feature interview. I'm Kelsey Hubbard. I have with me a very special guest back on the Allen set today, Professor Delilah White, the newest addition to our mass communications staff here on campus. Professor White, a graduate student from Emory and Henry, was a mass communications student herself. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for having me, Kelsey.
So I just would like to get straight into it. How does it feel being back on campus, as a professor this time?
I know, it's really exciting to be back as a professor. It's most exciting because I get to walk into my classrooms and interact with a lot of students, which is the same position that I used to be in. And so it's really awesome to be able to do different things, now having the perspective as a student and now as a graduate, to really do things within our classes that will make a difference for our students when they leave. And so I think it's really awesome to have graduated from the program and then to come back and teach in the program to bring that competitive edge, to bring what I've learned in the world back.
Right. And what have you been doing since you graduated and since you're here back now? What have you been doing in that time?
I've been doing a lot of things. I've been all over the world. I've lived and worked on 3 continents since I graduated from Emory and Henry College. But mostly my career has focused around education research, communication practice, marketing, public relations, also managing and assisting with managing nonprofit organizations. And I also own a small business. I'm a social entrepreneur myself. And so as you can tell, it's been a multitude of different careers, different lives that I've lived since I left.
And what is one thing that you can take that you've learned when you were a student here that you've used throughout your life so far?
I learned so much about humanity, to be quite honest, being a student here. I remember, I found my first best friend here at Emory and Henry College. I remember having to interact with many different types of people, different types of thoughts. And that's one strength and something that I took with me, especially into the work world after leaving Emory. And that is the ability to communicate and to interact and to be engaged with different types of people. And to be very honest, that's the most important, I think.
So you've been a student and now you're back as a professor. What do you think makes this program different than any other programs out there that have personally affected you that way?
We have a very intense focus on technical abilities and practice in our department, the Mass Communications department here at ENH. And those technical skills that you develop automatically pitch you ahead of the curve, even as a student, but especially once you graduate. One thing that I also love about our department is we're focusing a lot more on communications theories. And so our students are getting not only the technical practice, but they're getting a solid understanding of theory and then how to turn that theory into research to produce great media. So those would say are the best strengths of our department here.
So you think you're out there in the field. What do you think is one thing that as students, like for myself, I'm in your persuasions class, what can I learn here that I could use in society?
Everything that you learn here you can use in society and you can use in your career. The bottom line is being able to recognize that and to know that. I think oftentimes students, even the students in our mass comm department, they're so focused on making a good grade in each and every one of their classes. But sometimes that focus on making a good grade really distracts from the process of that assignment, from the process of making that grade. And so I would really, and what I do encourage my students to do is to slow down. Stop thinking about the grade because the grade is the end result. But the process that you take to get to that grade or the assignment, those are the things that you actually use in the career world and in your family lives post-graduation. So take the time to recognize that. Everything that you gain here, if you gain it the way that you need to, can be used outside of Emory and Henry.
Awesome, thank you. So my last question for you today is, in a previous interview with Emily Kira, you said that Dr. Keller, one of our staff here, is really big on your life. How does it feel to be working next to her now?
It's an amazing experience to be working with Teresa Keller, that I can call her now, and most importantly because she was such a great mentor and a great influence, in my life, both as a student and then definitely as a career woman. And so to be beside her, to also be able to, tell her new things or to be able to challenge her, thoughts and ways of doing mass communications and being in the world. So it's been a lot of fun. But most importantly for me, it's been very rewarding experience as far as my career because she still is a mentor and definitely someone I aspire to be as far as education is concerned. So it's been a wild ride.
Oh, I bet. Thank you so much for joining me on set today.
Thank you, Kelsey.
I'm Kelsey Hubbard and this is EHCTV.